now that Kate's young man is unfolding a little bit, should we talk a bit about names? In the video announcing his arrival, I did ask for name suggestions, but I'll just explain a little bit about how our naming system works. So we have a prefix for our stud, which is Elithwaite. So any of our ponies will be registered with Elithwaite as the prefix. So Elithwaite something. And that's going to be their passport name. But in addition to that, in addition to a passport name, a registered name, we also need a stable name, something that we call them day to day. For example, Autumn is Autumn day to day, but her passport name is Elithwaite after the storm. Charm is Charm day to day, but her passport name is Elithwaite Dawn Chorus. They can be related, they can be completely unrelated. We've never really had a theme for naming our ponies. We might take inspiration from the date they're born, like May the 4th, or perhaps like Autumn was born in October, so she was called Autumn plus her colour. Or perhaps world events, or perhaps something that happened on that day in history. More recently, we tend to steer away from naming ponies after like famous people, celebrities, etc. Sometimes the names are related to the parents, so Kate is Gainey Kathleen. The sire of the pony is Robe Arrow, so we could use that to inspire the name. And a really good point to discuss is the fact that we didn't actually technically breed this boy. So we bought Kate in foal. We bought her last August from the Connemara pony sales over in Clifton in Ireland. She was already in foal, so her owners then had put her in foal to Robe Arrow. So we did not technically breed this young man. But what happens in Connemars, I can't speak for other breeds, other societies, but within Connemars, it's the owner of the mare when the foal is born that registers the foal. So we own Kate now, so we get to register the foal with an Elithwaite prefix. It's just how it is, rightly or wrongly, that's just how it goes. I'm not sure how it goes in other societies, be interested to hear. Same will apply to Nell's foal, and also there are a couple of ponies in existence that where we bought the mare in foal and we registered the pony as an Elithwaite pony, even though we didn't technically breed it, we didn't put that mare in foal. But it comes down to who owns the mare at the time of foaling. In terms of other inspiration, he's definitely going to be grey, which we knew, didn't we? Because Kate is homozygous grey, which means she carries 2 copies of the grey gene, which means all of her offspring will have at least 1 copy, which means they will always be grey. So we knew he was going to be grey. Kate is mad at Autumn for just existing. Autumn is quite curious about this baby, and she is not allowed anywhere near it. So just to tell you what I've got going on in the field now. So we've got Edie's in. And she's still got a head collar on, just because I thought if I'm going to need to hoik her out, if she's problematic, I'm going to leave a head collar on, but she's been fine. So Edie's in with Autumn, Charm and Lulu's up on the hill up there. That seems to be going absolutely fine. Edie was a bit more interested than Kate wanted her to be, but it's fine. Edie just sort of backed off after a minute. She couldn't be asked, I think. So that's absolutely fine. Storm is over in the barn paddock with Lynette and Nell. I've got a plan of what's going to happen there, and I think it's a genius one. So overall, I think we're going to be fine with this group. Kate's pretty relaxed now. I'm going to take Edie's head collar off and basically leave them to it, I think. I'm going to take her a drink of water. What quite often happens, we find in this field particularly, the mares like to be at this end, which is far away from the stream and the bucket of water. So they don't want to go down there with a brand new foal. They tend to stay up here. I guess they feel safer in this bit for some reason. So she might not go for a drink. I've brought her a couple of buckets of water and she's had a good drink from them. I suppose she wouldn't let herself die of thirst. She would at some point go for a drink, but it's helping her out to bring her buckets of water. So I'm going to bring her a bit more water, make sure there's plenty of hay about because the grass is obviously a bit sparse, and then just leave them to it because it's all going all right. Yes, so let me know your name suggestions for this young man. We used to have a system of putting them all into a hat, which was actually a dog poo bag, and pulling one out, but I think we're just going to have far too many to do that. So let me know your suggestions, and what I might do is like shortlist them to the ones that I really like, and then maybe get subscribers to pick out of those, something like that. Anyway, all suggestions are really welcome because nothing is set in stone for this young man.